From coast to coast in Canada.
This should be a dandy. He scores!
What a beautiful move!
He's hot tonight, folks.
And the Bruins are infuriated. He's waving the white flag.
Robbed him! I tell you, robbed him!
Put that save on your VCR machine.
This is a brawl to end all brawl.
This time again! Can you believe it?
That's the greatest overtime I've ever seen.
Unbelievable! I have never seen hockey like this.
And again, this will be a noisy Chicago Stadium crowd tonight. Bob Myers, the referee. The linesmen are the same, Ron Finn and Bob Hodges. Richard Brodeur has started all the playoff games for the Vancouver Canucks. He has performed brilliantly. He was responsible for the 2-1 triumph in double overtime on Tuesday night. He has a 2.03 goals against average. Murray Bannerman replaces Tony Esposito. Drafted by the Canucks from the Victoria Cougars in 1977, he would certainly like to knock off his former teammates tonight. Ruskowski, pass on the right side. Here's a 2-on-1. Mulvey with a drive high and over the glass, out of play. Mulvey and Preston broke in. You don't get that many 2-on-1 breaks against the Vancouver Canucks, and Mulvey opted to shoot from well out.
It was quite a ways out, and you're not going to score from Brodeur from that position. Bob Pulford is very familiar with Stanley Cup playoffs. In fact, with the Toronto Maple Leafs 4 times receiving a ring to signify the championship. He had a rough day yesterday, the first game Tuesday. Not only did his team lose, he was harassed by writers talking about going with 4 defensemen, and then his car broke down and had quite a hassle with the police, told him to move it or they'll move it.
Well, you were right when you said yesterday, Gary, because the game did not end until after midnight, and it was about 2 in the morning when Pulford finally got out of Chicago Stadium and was on his way home when the car broke down. Roger Nielsen attempting to do some juggling of his lines, and Bob Myers has just informed him to keep the players out there who were out because he had whistle play to proceed when Nielsen attempted to make one more change. Chance of making last change, and Bob Pulford sends out the Ruskowski line. Immediately, Williams and Miner head to the bench as Vancouver makes the change. Here's a chance for Mulvey again. Shoots! Wow! Twice now, Mulvey and Preston have broken in 2-on-1. Penalty coming up against the Vancouver Canucks. Back at Chicago Stadium, nil in the penalty box for a holding. The Blackhawks with the man advantage. Wilson shoots it in. Along the boards, Lysiak unable to play it. It goes back of the goal. Secord is spun around. Lindgren trying to poke it free. He gets it along the boards to Moline, and he clears it.
Well, the power play of the Blackhawks is a potent affair once they can get things set up. Look for Doug Wilson. He's their strength back along the blue line. And while the Blackhawks are carrying the puck up, referee Bob Myers detects a couple of players having a few words, and Secord and Lindgren will head for the penalty box.
Play just underway. Slashing penalties to Secord and Lindgren. Preston working to the corner. The native of Regina takes a shot. Save! The puck loose in front. Mulvey was trying to jam it in. And there's a pile-up in front of the Vancouver goal as Brodeur made the save on the screen drive by Preston. Gary, this is something we were talking to Brodeur before the game about. He does not give up many rebounds. His defensemen clear that puck very well. 46 seconds remaining in the penalty to nil. The Hawks with the man advantage. They're trying to apply some pressure, and Mulvey has it in the corner. Back of the net for Ruskowski, out to the point. Murray with a drive, stopped in front. It did not get through to Brodeur, and it's cleared the length of the ice. Bannerman is forced to make the save. 24 seconds remaining in the penalty. Murray lugging it out of his own zone. A long shot that is deflected into the corner. Mulvey having difficulty trying to pick it up along the boards. Moline finally holds it there for a face-off. 13 seconds left in the penalty to Jim Nill, who was the overtime hero in game one. Rich Preston played WHA hockey with Houston and Winnipeg before coming to the Blackhawks, underwent knee surgery a year ago, graduate of the University of Colorado.
Now, Preston was very instrumental in setting up the first Blackhawk goal to Ruskowski. He worked so hard in the corner and fed it to Ruskowski, who got an easy goal.
Wilson with the great shot. Puck loose in front. Preston fired it wide. Kept in by Bannerman. And the play is whistled down. Another penalty coming up. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Chicago Stadium.
Traffic in front of Richard Brodeur. Again, he makes the save. And you see Campbell hauling down the Blackhawk. So the Canucks are running into a lot of penalty problems early in this first period.
He didn't hold, he tackled him in front of the net.
And you should be very familiar about that, Don. Well, now the Canucks certainly have their work cut out for them. A 2-man advantage for only 7 seconds, and then Jim Nill will return to the ice.
The Blackhawks applying the early pressure in game 2 of this conference final. Back to Savard. Savard for Lysiak. Back to Savard. Slap shot. And it hit Hallward. Lysiak with a drive. It's wide. Picked up in the corner by Bully. Nill is back in the ice. Wilson at the line to the other side. Murray with a drive. It's deflected. Picked up and brought out by the Canucks, Jim Nill. Good pressure again, Gary, by the Hawks on the power play.
You know, it must be getting very frustrating for Chicago. They're certainly getting the good scoring chances in game 1. 17 shots in the first period, only 1 goal. And here we are again, where they're getting all kinds of chances, just can't get the puck in the net.
Murray slaps it. It's deflected in front. The puck is loose. Bully couldn't get his stick on it. Savard attempted to deflect it in front of the net, and it's cleared with 1:12 left in the penalty to Campbell.
Gets a little tough in front of that net. I mean, guys are getting knocked down. Snep's a good check.
Now Wilson with 5 seconds left gets it into Preston. Preston tried to center it, knocked down by Snep. To the line, kept in by Wilson, a drive deflected wide. At the side of the net, picked up by Preston. Preston back to the line. The Canucks are back at full strength. Another shot, right on, and a save by Bannerman. Another drive, and Bannerman makes yet another save. A shot by Murray, the save. And this time, Wilson's shot goes off Campbell. Snep picks it up along the boards, not out. Kept in there by Wilson in front of the net. Mulvey on the backhand, couldn't get a good shot away. Miner along the boards, bumps with Feimster. Campbell gets it and dumps it down the ice. Tremendous pressure, great goaltending again by Brodeur. Puck comes to the line, it's picked up there by Smeel. Smeel with Boldarev. Boldarev going back of the net, right out front, and Darcy Rhoda had Bannerman tied up and couldn't get a stick on it. Mellon with a drive. It's deflected off the glass. In the corner they fight for it, and finally it's brought out by Peter Mars for Gardner. He shoots it in. Hallward goes in back of the goal. The young defenseman who formerly played with Los Angeles trying to move it out of there. Finally succeeds in getting it to center ice. Here's a chance for Rhoda. Rhoda with Boldarev. He couldn't control it. It goes loose in the corner. 13:31 is the time remaining. The play whistled down in the corner. It's very difficult with this noisy crowd. A penalty coming up to hear that whistle. Aldebrink circling back into his own zone. 43 seconds left in the penalty to Gardner. Hallward for Rhoda. Rhoda moving in with a shot. It deflects. Bannerman gloves it and holds it for a face-off.
Well, not much action for Bannerman so far tonight.
Up along the boards as the Hawks now go to the attack. Savard working to the corner, going around Lindgren. He still has it. Feeding it in front. Secord couldn't get a stick on it. Higgins back to the line. Hutchison fires it into the corner. Back to Secord, a shot just wide of the far corner. Brown steps into Williams, but the Tiger dumped it down the ice. In back of the net, Sharpley and Lysiak. Lysiak gets it for Sharpley, trying to move in. He's upset by Campbell. Penalty coming up against Vancouver. Colin Campbell will be going off, and he's not at all happy.
And we'll show you now the penalty that Colin Campbell drew against Sharpley.
Again, the Blackhawks are applying tremendous pressure. They're penetrating in the Blackhawks zone. Sharpley, an opportunity. Campbell hauled them down, so this will be the third opportunity that the Blackhawks have had on the power play, trying to break this scoreless tie. And you know, it's kind of crazy the way things are working out here. Again, all the pressure, no goals.
Deflection, and Brodeur comes up with the glove save on the drive from the point by Gardner. The draw comes back to Gardner. Slap shot! Brodeur makes another save. He got an arm on that one. Back to the line. Gardner fakes the shot to Ruskowski. Back to Gardner. He tried to move in but couldn't get a shot away, and Sneps clears it. They jump on him quickly. Now it's Savard. Back of the net, trying to set something up. Savard almost had it poked away by Lindgren. Savard falls. The fans react, thinking there should have been a penalty. Lysiak shoots, and Brodeur again makes the save. I believe Lindgren got a piece of it. Savard has his stick up against Moline. Couple of flyweights there, both about 165 pounds. Play broken up, and Hallward comes back. Hallward with a drive, glove save by Bannerman. And again, a lot of conversation and a little pushing and shoving in front of that Chicago goal.
Must be very boring for Bannerman because he's only had to make 2 saves in tonight's contest. Top of the left circle, and Bannerman with that glove save.
Tiger Williams trying to pick it up along the boards. Runs into a check. The puck goes loose. Peter Marsh back of the goal, trying to get it free. Marsh fighting for it with Campbell. Higgins also moves in. Finally, it is tied up at the side of the net. Higgins ran into Bannerman, and Bannerman appears to be hurt. Brodeur appears to be hurt. Now, Fox and Hallward are going to go at it. That all started after Brodeur was jammed in against the post as Higgins tried to move out in front of the Vancouver goal.
But there was quite a battle going on behind the net with Marsh and Campbell, with Marsh trying to gain control of that puck and set up a play. And we'll have more penalties as Fox heads for the penalty box. And it has to be frustrating for Chicago at this point. You know, they're talking to us, what do we have to do to get one in the net?
Particularly number 12, the native of High Prairie, Alberta, Tom Lysiak, who was stymied on 3 or 4 great scoring chances in game 1. Smeel flips it in, races in after it himself, spins around, takes the shot, gets it back again, tried to center it, and Lysiak dumps it, but not out. Sneps with a drive. It ricochets off a leg, back to center ice. 5:49 left in period 1. It's scoreless at Chicago Stadium. Bully couldn't get a shot away. Sharpley feeds it back to the line. Murray winds up right on. Bully trying to get his stick on it. He's being tied up. Another drive by Murray goes wide. Sharpley moving right out front. He shoots, he scores!
That line change has paid dividends for the Blackhawks, and also Glenn Sharpley, for one of the few times in this series the Canucks cannot cover up a rebound. As Brodeur goes down, Sharpley gets his own rebound and tucks it to the glove side. But some good work here by Glenn Sharpley as he hangs in there. You notice both defensemen went at Ted Bully in front of the net, and that allowed Sharpley to do it all himself. And the crowd is still hollering and screaming for that individual effort. Actually went right through the legs for Brodeur and into the net. So the Blackhawks, as they did in game 1, draw first blood.
Chicago lead with 1:16 left in this first period. Harry, you may also lead the league in one-liners and quotes during the course of the season, feel free at any time to interject some of that humor that you are noted for.
The 19-6 against takes a lot of them away from me.
Moline. Long shot into the corner. Rhoda tried to pick it up off the board. Boldarev got it and got a shot away. Bannerman made the save, and Patterson brings it back. Patterson out there killing off this penalty for Chicago as it's stolen away in the center ice area. Curry was upset as he worked in across the line. The puck goes loose, comes back to Curry. Curry back to the line. Bellin moving in. He did not get good wood on it. Bannerman was sent flying. He was tied up there by Rhoda as it's cleared to center ice. 27 seconds left in the penalty. Bellin had a great chance there, but did not get good wood in that shot. Now it's Boldarev for Vancouver with Rhoda across the line. Boldarev still has it. Fires it in back of the net. Brown for Chicago with 3 seconds left in the penalty, lugging it down the ice, and the Blackhawks return to full strength. In the corner, Sharpley, the only marksman so far in tonight's game, has it kicked away. Snaps in his own zone. He's been a tower of strength for the Canucks. To Fraser, long drive wide. Radin unable to pick it up off the boards. It slides to center ice. Bully racing in on the left side. Hallward's after him. They both go down, and as they fall, the puck slides underneath them. Preston back at the goal for Mulvey. Wiskowski also moves in. The Hawk captain has it out front. Quick shot by Wilson, and I don't know whether that hit a player or not. Wiskowski went down. Boldarev with a backhand drive, and Bannerman gets a piece of that one.
Kind of an interesting habit.
It's a habit, I believe, that he developed after an injury when he was playing in the World Hockey Association with Quebec. He used to skate around to keep his leg loose. Out front, the Hawks have it, and it's just fired wide by Moline. What a great chance by Moline as that puck came out front, and Moline had an open net and fired it wide. Now it's Vancouver's turn to apply some pressure, although Savard breaks up. Savard with Higgins. Started to wind up, and Miner checked the puck away from him. Back to the line. Murray with a shot. That was just wide. Penalty coming up as Ted Bully was upended by Thomas Radin. Gardner in across the line for Preston. Preston gives it back to Gardner. To Preston. The Hawks trying to set something up. Over to Keith Brown. Brown slaps it. Knocked down in front of the net. Another drive. That's deflected high. And it's cleared off the glass and down the ice.
Well, one thing that the Blackhawks are still doing, they're setting up more people in front of Brodeur, but he still seems to be able to find that puck through the screen.
Yeah, they're putting 2 men in front tonight instead of the 1.
Gardner working to the corner. Savard also races in. The puck is loose, and it's kept in. Secord managed to keep it in. Now Gardner over to Secord. Secord back to the point for Brown. Brown slaps it. It hit the side of the net. Savard out front. Gardner fanned on the shot. Alderbrink covering up in the play, and the puck is underneath him. Murray over to the other side. 35 seconds remaining in the penalty. Murray shoots. It's wide. Savard from the corner. Savard controlling it for Chicago. Back to the line. Over to Murray. Murray slaps it. The save is made by Brodeur. Kept in by Wilson for Savard. 15 seconds left in the penalty. Wilson with a drive. It's off the glass. What a rocket he lets go from that point.
He's got a rocket, too.
Radin taken in against the boards. Wilson for Chicago to Secord. 11 minutes remaining in the second period. Secord has it knocked away by Campbell. The two of them bump. Lysiak gets it. Lysiak over for Fox. He shoots it wide. Campbell picks it up, and he brings it out for Vancouver. Beamster gets away from Radin. Works to the corner, tried to center it. It went off Gradine, back of the goal. Sharply played it around the boards for Lysiak. He's tied up by Hallward. The puck comes up along the boards for Feimster. The team's back at full strength. Now Lysiak bumps in the corner, gets it to Sharply, back to the line for Feimster. Slap shot, scores!
Time in the series of the Canucks and the Blackhawks, a 2-goal difference as Feimster from the top of the circle, again a straight shot to the glove side. But Harry, it seemed that play started inside the Blackhawk zone. Gradine had a chance to take Feimster and skated by him. That allowed Feimster to come out of his own zone.
We got caught on a 4-on-4 with 3 guys deep and only 1 man covering the point of Smeal, and he couldn't get over in time. You can see Gradine behind the net. This is his point man.
And when you give a defenseman who can shoot it like Feimster can shoot it all the time, sooner or later he's going to put it in.
Boldarev across the line. Boldarev flipping it in for Rhoda. Rhoda out front, and Boldarev couldn't get a shot away as Savard comes back. Savard still controlling it. Moving into the slot. His shot hit a skate. It's loose in front of the net. Secord gets it in. Brodeur again from the slot. Grabs it and hangs on. 27 seconds left in the penalty to Tiger Williams. Rhoda across the line. Back to the point. Hallward moving in. Shot. Save. Again, Bannerman way out of the net. Now Boldarev trying to feed it in front. Rhoda was going for the goal. Here's a chance for Savard. Savard in across the line between his legs for Patterson. Patterson was tied up and taken in against the end board.
Good job by Boldarev to come and pick up that trailer.
Boldarev comes back for Vancouver. Takes a shot wide. Campbell trying to feed it in front. And Bannerman goes down and hangs onto the puck. Gradine into the circle against Lysiak. The Hawks gain possession. Sharply shooting it into the Vancouver zone. Brodeur plays it back of the net for Snaps. Trying to get away from Sharply. It's dumped up along the boards, and racing back for Chicago is Wilson. Rink wide for Lysiak. Lysiak's pass knocked down in the center ice area by Fraser. We move into the final minute of this second period. Fraser taken in against the boards by Wilson. Still manages to get it free. Back to the line. Bellin with a drive. Knocked down by Bannerman, and he hangs on. And there's some shoving going on in front of the Chicago goal as the Canucks attempt to get at that puck. And the Hawk defenders try to prevent them from doing that, but Murray Bannerman has the puck. And that will end the second period.
Harry, what can we expect from the Canucks in the third period?
I think we have to come after him a little bit in the offensive zone. And like you saw in the last shift there, we pinched, kept the puck in, and Chicago had some people who were leaving the zone without the puck.
This series will shift to the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver. The Islanders and Nordiques travel to Le Coliseum in Quebec City. We advise you to check your local listings for the game to be televised in your area. The Hawks move out of their own zone. Lead pass too far for Sharply. Brodeur plays it up along the boards, kept in by Feimster. Sharply is taken out of the play in the corner. Aldebrink races after it, and he plays it down the ice. This will produce an icing call as Fox goes back to touch it. Along the boards, into the center ice area. Smeal for Vancouver. Long drive, scores! From the blue line, and the Vancouver Canucks are right back in it.
I had to kind of snicker to myself because from the truck, our director, Larry Brown, said, let's have a look at Stan Smeal 1 second prior to Smeal unloading a slap shot and catching the corner. He picked up the puck right inside his own zone, and from the blue line, a zinger right on the glove side of Bannerman. And there you go. There's a good example of the Canucks being within reach. Now they're only 1 goal behind.
They play that tight checking game in the playoffs. No game has gotten out of hand either way. Dumped in by the Canucks. Higgins picks it up along the board. Now we've got a scrap going on. Beamster exchanging blows. Darcy Rhoda and Beamster. Rhoda has his sweater pulled halfway off. And Rhoda and Beamster heading off to the penalty box. Here's a chance now for Savard. Working against Campbell. A slap shot, and Campbell got his stick in front of it. In the corner, Higgins for Savard. Savard trying to get away, gets loose in front, a shot and a save. He gets it again. Cutting out in front of the line, he scores!
A very big goal for the Chicago Blackhawks, supplied by Savard. It's amazing how he can turn on a dime, but just prior to scoring that, he was able to spin away from his check. Look at that good body control. Takes a short cut in front and slides into the far corner, beating Brodeur. Gets away from Moline, and that goal gives the Blackhawks a 3-1 lead.
In the Chicago zone, it's Mulvey trying to get it out. Kept in by Mill. Mill is taken in against the boards by Hutchison. And there'll be a face-off in the Chicago zone. Now they do some pushing down there. I don't think anything serious is going to develop. Although Mill and Hutchison are still trying to get at each other. Officials trying to keep them apart. Mulvey and Snepps having something to say. Well, it looked as though the officials had it all broken up. Now Ruskowski moves in. Now we've got a scrap going on. Miner and Ruskowski. A couple of Saskatchewan boys flailing away at each other. Hutchison and Rhoda have gone to the penalty box.
Chicago, it doesn't matter if you win the fight as long as you land on top when you hit the ice.
Well, except for gloves and sticks, we have an empty ice surface. All the players who are on the ice have gone to the penalty box.
Now let's look at that for a second, Don. The Blackhawks lose their high-scoring defenseman, Doug Wilson. Now they've used 5 through most of the contest, so that'll be down to 4. On the other hand, the Canucks lose Belland and Snepps for 10 minutes. So they'll also be down to 4 defensemen.
Across the line, he lost control of it. The puck loose in the Vancouver zone, sharply along the boards. And finally, Campbell brings it out. Campbell working to the corner against Brown. Playing it back. Here's a drive by Hallward right on. And it's cleared down the ice with 10 seconds remaining in the minor penalties to Jim Neal and Dave Hutchison. 13:06 is the time left in the third period. Fired in by Savard. He helped restore the 2-goal lead. Now in the corner, it's Brassard. Brassard across for Campbell. Campbell to Moline. Slap shot, and Bannerman steers that to the corner. Patterson for Chicago. Clears it to the neutral zone. Campbell fired it back in. And racing back after it is Bob Murray. 12:33 is the time left in the hockey game as Gardner picks it up off the boards with Peter Marsh. Marsh way offside.
At least tonight he has seen a little more action than he did in game one.
Team's at full strength again. As Eldebrink goes back into his own zone. Gets it ahead for Bolderev. Bolderev almost lost it, fired it over on the wing. Centered, and there was nobody there. Now cleared to the line and finally out. Eldebrink fired it down to the Chicago line. Brown flips it back in for the Hawks. Woodyer stops it back of his goal. Lead pass by Eldebrink, too far. Slides down the ice. The icing is waved off, and Hutchison comes out of his own zone. For Secord. Secord to Higgins. He left it for Savard. Trying to go around Campbell. Tried to spin around back of the net. Lost control of the puck. Secord gets it now. Secord feeding it across. Nobody there. Back at the point. Kept in by Higgins. He tried to play it into the corner to Savard. It was broken up by Vancouver. Bolderev brings it back. Bolderev takes the shot. It slides off a leg at the front of the goal. It's centered and deflected to the side of the Blackhawk net. Now Secord over on the wing for Sharpley. He couldn't control it, and Brodeur hangs on to the sliding puck. 11:02 is the time left in the hockey game. 3-1. The Blackhawks lead Vancouver. It was 2-0 at the end of the second period. Early in the third, Stan Smeel cut the lead in half, but then Dennis Savard restored the 2-goal advantage. When he was selected number 3, that was the highest ever draft pick by the Blackhawks. Lysiak across the line, trying to set something up. He's checked, and it's cleared to the neutral zone. Now Gradin steals the puck. However, his centering pass knocked away by Feemster. Comes out front to Smeel. Smeel tried to pay it back to the line. Picked off by Sharpley. 3-on-2. Into the slot for Lysiak. He couldn't control it. It's loose in front. And Brodeur dives on it.
Some anxious moments for Brodeur, but the Blackhawks on a 3-on-2. See Sharpley cutting over to the wing. Some good work there by Lysiak. The puck was in his feet. He tried to direct it to his stick and just got away from him and slid to the goal crease area. When they got that goal, I thought that they would take over.
Lysiak tried to feed it in front for Sharpley. It was just deflected past him. Hutchison for Lysiak. He could not take the puck with him as he tried to deke Brodeur. Lysiak gets it again. It bounces high. Neither Lysiak or Bully could get the shot. Back to the point now. Murray with a drive. It hit a leg and bounces into the neutral zone. Murray goes back with Hutchison trying to get things organized again. Flipped in, and back is Eldebrink. Eldebrink to Moline. Over on the wing, Fraser's drive, and it's wide. Bully comes back for Chicago for Gardner. Gardner can't go anywhere with it as he runs into Lindgren. Brought back by the Canucks. Fraser working to the board. Centered it for Grasser, and he just deflected it wide. Now it's jumped to the neutral zone. Bully dodges a check from Campbell, but could not take the puck with him. Moline brings it in. Moline with a shot, the save by Bannerman. He kicked it out with Darcy Rhoda cutting in on the wing, looking for that rebound. Fired back into Chicago territory with 8:52 left in the period. Fox moves it to the neutral zone. He's taken in against the boards by Rhoda. Campbell ahead for Grasser. Played in, dumped right back out by Chicago down the ice. Campbell in behind his own goal with 8:29 now left in the third period. 3-1 Chicago leading the Vancouver Canucks. Game 2 of this series. Patterson trying to break in. He's upset by Hallwood. There'll be a hooking call against Vancouver.
Now the Canucks again applying the pressure. You see the hook from defenseman Doug Hallward. And down goes Rick Patterson. So the Blackhawks with another power play opportunity could just about put this one in the bank.
Now the Canucks have 3 defensemen in the penalty box, as Sneps and Belland are still serving their misconduct. Going to put a lot of pressure on Eldebrink, Lindgren, and Campbell. Well, there's certainly no question about the popularity of young Savard. Al Secord has certainly become a very popular figure with Chicago hockey fans, and he responded this year with a big season, 44 goals. Gardner goes back to the line, dumps it over to Savard. Miner is without a stick, back to Gardner, and Rozier got just a piece of it. Now it's Secord losing control, and Campbell will dump it down the ice. In the corner, Murray with 1:07 left in the penalty to Hallward. Over for Lysiak. Lysiak playing it back to the line. Gardner slap shot saved Rozier, and Secord was tied up at the side of the net by Lindgren and couldn't get the rebound.
Rozier continues to play inspiring hockey, preventing further Blackhawks scores. Again, we have a mix-up in the corner with Secord being involved.
Game 3 of this series at the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver on Saturday. Game 4 will take place on Tuesday night. And again, we advise our viewers to check your local listings for the game to be televised in your area. Quick shot from a bad angle by Sharpley, just missed. Now it's Murray playing it in for Sharpley. Sharpley knocks it down. Coming out front is Marsh, and as he tried to move out front, he was tied up, and the puck grabbed and held by Brodeur. As it was suggested, came back. The Blackhawks lost here in February 4-1 to Vancouver, and that's when Fulford went behind the bench on a permanent basis. Sharpley moving in. He's upset. Dumped by Colin Campbell. Smeel brings it back. Over on the wing, Lindgren with a drive, and it's stopped by Bannerman. Peter Marsh serving that bench minor for the Blackhawks as Feemster picks it up in the corner. Lead pass for Lysiak, just one man back. Lysiak across the line. Flips it over to Fox. Hallward is back on the ice, so the Vancouver Canucks will have the man advantage for 1 minute and 20 seconds. Feemster firing it into the Vancouver zone. The puck a lot of times takes some very high bounces off those boards when it's fired in. Lars Moline works to the corner. Moline trying to play it back to the line to Eldebrink. It was deflected down the ice by Patterson. 55 seconds left in the penalty. Bolderev over on the wing. Rhoda with a drive, and it's held by Bannerman.
I want to throw a name at you. I played golf with Stan Mikita at his club yesterday. How about Stan Mikita as a possible coach? He showed interest when I mentioned to him, would you like to get back in hockey? And he said, if the right deal or the right situation came about, I wouldn't leave Chicago. I would want to stay here.
Out front to Smeel, a quick shot. The puck loose. They jam away, and it's cleared by the Hawks. Belland gets it, his drive, and Bannerman makes the save. He's knocked into the net. The red light goes on. Is it a goal?
The whistle had gone. Linesman Hodges had blown his whistle. But of course, with the crowd hollering and screaming, the players just can't hear that whistle go.
Bannerman was upset. He had gone back at the goal to challenge Smeel. Now Sneps is involved. He and Fox were exchanging words. Peter Marsh
That's quite a
steps back.
Quite a picture there. The glove is in the net, and also the puck is behind the goal crease, and the red light was on.
Well, Bannerman took quite a pounding there. And Peter Marsh might take a bit of a pounding if Smith ever gets that hand free. Now Bob Myers is going to call more penalties with 4:33 remaining. Fraser is definitely going off. I don't like to see them get those sticks up when they're having those drawing sessions down in the corner.
I don't like seeing Fraser in the penalty box, and the Canucks are outnumbered now by 1 behind the net area. Referee or linesman Finn directed Fraser to the penalty box, and right now he's the only one in there.
Well, let's take a look at what happened. The puck is still inside the Chicago goal.
Quite a scramble in front of Bannerman. Canucks a glorious opportunity of putting that puck in the net. Now there's where Fraser, he's kind of pushed into the crease area by Feimster and collides with Bannerman. Now look at Bannerman hit him with a stick. Little did he realize that actually Feimster was the cause of it all.
Gradin brings it in, trying to get away from Murray. He's upended. And Lysiak takes over. Behind the goal for Murray. The Hawks, 4 skaters against 3. Lysiak up on the wing for Savard. Slap shot wide. Back to the line. Wilson to the other side. Murray moving in. And Savard cutting in front of the net. Just missed redirecting it. Here's Wilson with a drive. And Roger got a piece of that one. Loose puck is picked up by Gradin. 4 minutes remaining in the hockey game. Thomas Gradin trying to split the defense. And the loose puck picked up now by Savard. The sophomore in across the line. He hits the goal post. Back to the point for Murray. Murray in front. Lysiak. Savard scores!
Savard had just taken a tremendous hit by Lars Lindgren, and he was able to bounce up, get on his feet again, and Lysiak set him up with a perfect pass for a power play goal. Here's Murray, that neat little pass to Lysiak. Now, I don't know how Lysiak saw Savard, but he did, and in one motion was able to put that puck past Richard Brodeur into the net. And, you know, this is only the second time in the playoffs that Brodeur has allowed more than 3 goals.
I think we may have another penalty coming up as well. Referee Myers has skated over to the timekeeper's bench again. Oh, look at this. Roger Nielsen has a towel. He's waving the white flag. And I think that may have resulted in Myers reacting. Players sitting on the bench now holding up those towels. I've never seen that before. Not on a hockey rink anyway. I guess they have produced the bench penalty.
I'm sure it has, and the message is there as far as Roger Nielsen is concerned.
And some of the fans, despite the constant reminders over the public address system, throw debris onto the ice surface. Now there's action over at the 2 benches. The benches at Chicago Stadium are side by side, and there's really not much separating them except the trainers and the equipment men. I think somebody at the Chicago bench threw a towel out onto the ice, and Campbell appeared to pick it up with his stick and throw it back in.
Canucks.
Roger Nielsen is being ejected from the game. Roger Nielsen is heading for the dressing room to a chorus of boos. He gets an appreciative pat from his goaltender, Richard Brodeur. Obviously extremely upset.
And Williams is also leaving the ice area. I believe he got a misconduct.
Well, it appears as though Miner also drew a misconduct. Jerry Miner and Tiger Williams, they were also holding the towels up in their sticks at the Vancouver bench. Bob Myers has had his hands full with this one.
Well, the Canucks were able to control Savard in game 1, but he took over in game 2 with those 2 goals.
Barry Ruskowski in the corner gets it back to the point for Wilson. He couldn't get a shot away, and it was knocked out to the neutral zone. Ron Smith in back of the Vancouver bench with Nielsen being ejected. Ruskowski brings it in. Back to the point. Wilson over to Murray. Murray closing in and fired it wide. Now it's Feimster in the corner. Going back to the other side for Brown. 16 seconds left in the penalty. 1:50 remaining in the hockey game. This series, now we've got center ice scrap, Higgins and nil. Well, this one has certainly deteriorated in the latter stages. Tim Higgins and Jim Nill. That happened behind the play with 1:44 left in the hockey game and 7 seconds in the bench minor to the Vancouver Canucks, and Higgins and Nill will be going to the dressing room.
And both players very cooperative once the fight was broken up. Just head right to the dressing room and down the steps for an early shower.
Comes to Howard as the siren sounds to end the hockey game. The Vancouver Canucks losing by a score of 4-1 to the Chicago Blackhawks after winning the series opener 2-1 in double overtime.
Well, the Blackhawks were certainly the better hockey club tonight. They started off very quickly, kept applying the pressure, and were deserving of the win.
This is Stanley Cup 82 from Chicago Stadium.